So everybody put your hands together for the Sunday Workshop Bronx program! Woo!
We are premeditated justice.
My songbird doesn't sing to me. Sometimes she perches at my window and tells me the story of how her singing drew in people that caressed the pain in her chest. She's not a raven nor a crow, and yet people mistreat her as if she was a mystery, a symbol of death, and so her wings only spread when you don't look. She no longer cries, for when she has, her emotion was jumped on like a trampoline. She will no longer be your bouncy house. You will no longer have the satisfaction of acknowledging her as such. But baby, I wish she would sing. Because to me, she is not a raven nor a crow. She is not an elastic band. To me, she is the sweetest, most colorful, non-singing songbird to ever perch on my window. Woo!
In December 2013, my uncomfortable hunched-over posture and speed walking was nothing but a joke to them. They cackled louder. Each word or phrase they said quickened my heart rate as well as my footsteps. They screamed something, but did I hear them? Did anyone hear me? Did my mother hear me? I told her that they bullied me. I told her that they bullied me. I told her that they hate me, and now I hate me. I told her with my eyes. She saw the redness in them nearly every day. She could almost feel the burning sensation as she stood by. And my allergies are not that bad. They don't come 5 days a week, 10 months a year. December 2014, and many more years to come, my name was more of a burden to me than it ever could be to you. I complained because you did. The pronunciation was like a tongue twister in your mouth, and by the last letter you were hyperventilating and sweating profusely. You couldn't do it. You looked to me, then to God in the heavens above, praying that I had a nickname. And I sat silently, ignored the kids as they laughed at me, slowly waiting. I stood by, just waiting, memorizing the roll calls, preparing myself, because as soon as I heard the name before mine, ooh, I was ready. It didn't even matter whether or not they said it right, I just didn't want it said at all. December 2018, Dear Olua Fumilaya Roda Lawal. I say your entire name because it is beautiful. Not Fumi, not Fumilaya, your entire name because it is beautiful. You are beautiful. Your beauty is astounding. Your beauty is astounding. Your mistakes are just flaws, but your flaws will never be a mistake. You are not a mistake. Your experiences shape you as a person. You are a person, so cry sometimes. And don't pretend that it's because of dust or pollen or allergies.
All the things I should have written are all the things I should have said, and I refuse to say, because I am fearful of the consequences of everyone being louder than I am all the time, for everyone not hearing me for what I have said, but for rather what they wanted to hear. You see, I have been listening, and now listening seems to be the only thing I know how to do. And now all the things I should have said are all made up memories in my head.
Treat me like somebody. Don't put words in my head expecting me to think low about myself. This is what's wrong with society now. We got people killing themselves because of low self-esteem. This is a problem and has been affecting many lives. It needs to stop now.
There are stares like daggers to my chest strikes me every time I walk the streets. There are words like the bites of deadly mosquitoes landing their way on my skin. Doesn't kill, but stings like hell. You see, I was raised to bite my tongue, lower my eyes, speak when spoken to. I was raised to be a bitch, a obedient dog to menstrual man's command that rolls over and spells Alexa's order, that hits the kitchen for his child, rolls in the dirt for his amusement. I was raised to be a bitch. Lowered eyes, shut mouth, keep quiet before you get slapped. I was raised to be a bitch. Until I wandered into the neighbor's yard, found the humanity within myself, and decided to redefine my existence. So now, I'm a queen. Quick to slap you back in your place if you ever dare try to disrespect me again. Yeah. Even if you didn't mean it, I ain't bowing down to no one again. Yes. A queen, meaning of royalty. Though it may not be running through my veins, I am the definition of one. Powerful and a female. A queen, with confidence so high I can power a whole nation. Self-esteem skyrocketing, it can reach infinity. Lips running for hours and end with no one to stop me. Cause I'm a queen with a kingdom to build.
The 14th day of the 4th month, 2004. I was born as a black girl, so I lived as a black girl. For the first 10 or so years of my life, I was the black girl, surrounded by too many Latinx kids that I didn't relate to. Summer 2014. I was in Puerto Rico with my very Puerto Rican grandmother, realizing that Sanchez always meant something. I was never seen as Puerto Rican until I pulled out the "my dad is, so I am too" card. How? Skin too dark, hair too nappy to be Puerto Rican. How can one be so educated, yet so illiterate in the language of their own culture? I was explaining my heritage of a black mother and a Puerto Rican father. So you're mixed. Yeah, I guess I am mixed. But I'm not mixed. According to a quick Google search, I'm not mixed. My skin is too dark and my hair is too nappy. But while searching, I found this term. I found myself, Afro-Latina. I am not just black, I am not just Puerto Rican, and no, I am not mixed. I am Afro-Latina.
I am seething with anger, for I am Dominican, and yes, I love my culture, but what about my Taino culture? For I do not know what language I was supposed to speak or what cultural values I was supposed to follow, for I'm tired of white people and their white guilt as if, I'm sorry, can change the past. I hear the rattling sounds of the chains attached to my ancestors' wrists and legs, the screams and pleads of a mother being ripped away from her child, the smells of the burning flesh of my ancestors, the ones who were burned at the stake because they dared to be black. I'm here in the future where slavery doesn't exist, but racism so breathes, eats, kills, and roams the streets that are paved of gold in America, the land of the free. The land of the free if your skin is white. The land of the free if you are a man. The land of the free if you can afford to be free. I'm seething with anger, for I cannot ignore the history of my DNA. For I cannot seem to understand why I'm always being silenced. This gift that has been bestowed upon me is not refundable. The gift of being a woman. For no man exists without the blood, sweat, tears, and laughs of a woman. For God is a woman, and she is the gift of creation. I'm seething with anger for my male counterparts who cannot seem to decipher my complicated way of speaking, but I understand. For a child can never comprehend the words of a poet like Maya Angelou or Langston Hughes. The incapable capability of becoming one with the truth. That misogyny is not cute. I'm seething with anger, and I will make sure the whole world hears a storm of words heading their way. for I will not be silenced anymore. All eyes shall be placed upon me.
I was born with my 5 senses, forced to see hate, feel hate, smell hate, hear hate, and taste its bitterness. Forced to face the reality that being me isn't enough for some people. But you know what? I couldn't care less. Hatred taught me to love myself. Hatred taught me to be the best me I can be. Self-love is having self-worth. Self-worth is being aware that you are worthy of being loved, even if the only source of love is loving yourself.
A million birds took a million pieces of me and flew away with them. A million pieces of me. Some birds flew to the trees, and some birds flew overseas. And other birds got lost in the breeze. A million birds took a million pieces of me. Pieces that I never see. And I looked. And I looked, and I looked, and I looked, and I looked. I looked in books, and my heart got lost flipping through the pages. My eyes blurred and got lost on the words. And my mind, I lost my mind somewhere in between the lines. I looked in stores, searching through hangars and malls, in shoe boxes, in stores, looking for a single piece of me, and I didn't care how small. But I ended up finding myself right under my own nose. I found myself inside of my own skin. I found myself in my mother's tolerance, her patience, her eyes, my brother's jibes, my late grandmother's vibes, my grandfather's peculiar candor, my father's attitude, my sister's sass, my cousin's ass, my brother's creativity, my brother's debating intellect, my niece's playfulness. I found myself inside of myself and inside of those around me who love me. I found myself in the Bible written all over my heart. For my body is my church. A million birds took a million pieces of me.
Hatred taught me to love myself.
What about my Taino culture?
And no, I'm not mixed.
With a kingdom to build.
Low self-esteem needs to stop now.
All just memories in my head.
Your mistakes are not your flaws, but your flaws are just here.
She is not an elastic band.
You took my innocence. Being African is a strength and not a weakness.
We are premeditated justice.